Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tera Vanachari Jamuna Tera Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gaur Premanande Jai Vishwad Paramahamsa Parivasaka His Divine Grace His Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitila Jai Vishwad Paramahamsa Parivasaka Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Granthra Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Ki Jai Nitya Gaur Premanande All glories to the assembled devotees All glories to the assembled devotees All glories to the assembled devotees. Glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to the Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 4, Text 49. Tad avidravad udviksha Tad avidravad udviksha Shwa Parayasam cha nishpalam Swaprayasam cha nishpalam Durvasa dudruve bhito Durvasa dudruve bhito Dikshu prana paripshaya Dikshu prana paripshaya Tad avidravad udviksha Shaprayasam cha nishphalam Durvasa Dudruve Bhito Dikshu Prana Paripshaya. Thank you. Tat of that disk of Vidravat moving towards him. Udviksha, after seeing. Shaprayasham, his own attempt. Cha, and Nishpalam, having failed. Durvasa, Durvasa Muni. Dudruve began to run. Bhita, full of fear. Dikshu, in every direction. Prana Paripshaya, with a desire to save his life. Translation: upon seeing that his own attempt had failed and that the Sudarshan Chakra was moving towards him, Durvasa Muni became very frightened and began to run in all directions to save his life. No purport. Next verse. Text 50. As the blazing flames of a forest fire pursue a snake, the disk of the Supreme Personality of Godhead began following Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni saw that the disk was almost touching his back, and thus he ran very swiftly, desiring to enter a cave of Sumeru mountains. Next verse, 51. Just to protect himself, Durvasa Muni fled everywhere, in all directions, in the sky, on the surface of the earth, in caves, in the ocean, on different planets of the rulers of the three worlds, and even on the heavenly planets. But wherever he went, he immediately saw following him the unbearable fire of the Sudarshan Chakra. Next verse, 52. With a fearful heart, Durvasa Muni went here and there seeking shelter. But when he could find no shelter, he finally approached Lord Brahma and said, O my Lord, O Lord Brahma, kindly protect me from the blazing Sudarshan Chakra sent by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. 53 to 54. This one has the purport. Lord Brahma said, at the end of the Dwaparada, when the pastimes of the Lord come to an end, Lord Vishnu by a flick of his eyebrows, vanquishes the entire universe, including our planets of residence. Such personalities as me and Lord Shiva, as well as Daksha, Bhrigu, and similar great saints, of which they are the head, and also the rulers of the living entities, the rulers of the human society, and the rulers of the demigods. All of us surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, bowing our heads to carry out his orders for the benefit of all living entities. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita 10:34, it is said, Mrityu sarva harashaham. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead approaches as death, or the Supreme Controller of time, he takes everything away. In other words, all opulence, prestige, and everything we possess is given by the Supreme Lord for some purpose. It is the duty of the surrendered soul to execute the orders of the Supreme. No one can disregard him. Under the circumstances, Lord Brahma refused to give shelter to Durvasa Muni from the powerful Sudarshan Chakra sent by the Lord. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishnaya Bhutale Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Vicharini Visheshunavadi Pasharadishtarini Vanchakalavatra Vasya Kipasini Vavsya Patitana Bhavaniva Vaishnavi Hanumanama. This is a good lesson for all of us, actually, not only the Durvasa Muni, but this story is very nicely demonstrate that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the most powerful. No one can surpass the Lord because, like it said in the purport, he comes at death, takes everything away. Doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't distinguish. So the Supreme Lord Krishna, he is the Almighty, the Godhead, the source of everything. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. We have to surrender to Krishna. That is the same principle of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, you have to surrender to me. That's what he says here, to surrender to Krishna. If you don't surrender to Krishna, you can surrender to something else, but that's also Krishna's energy. Ultimately, we are surrendering to Krishna, to his material energy. But at the same time, Krishna is so kind and so merciful that he allows us to do whatever we want, that freedom. He doesn't take away our freedom. But at the same time, in these verses we're reading, Krishna is also very angry when he offends a devotee. Krishna has the Sudarshan Chakra, that's Vishnu has the Sudarshan Chakra, club. He can use that when he's required to use. He doesn't just use unpurposely. He uses when his devotees are offended. So, even though we have the freedom, but we have to be careful that to always remain humble and serve the Vaishnavas in humility, with respect. Durvasa Muni was a great sage, and he is very powerful, but he misused his power to hurt Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj, he is the greatest devotee, a king, saintly king, a Vaishnava. He didn't take any offense, even though he sent the Sudarshan Chakra to kill Ambarish Maharaj by Durvasa Muni. Ambarish Maharaj remained calm and peaceful and sober in his Krishna conscious attitude. That's a good lesson for us. We have to similarly also pursue the same method of how a Vaishnava deal with each other. We can't simply jump and act in a way that hamper our Krishna consciousness. Because we are beginning devotees, we want to pursue our Krishna consciousness, we want to progress in spiritual life. That requires, how to deal with each other. Prabhupada gives the example of offending a Vaishnava like a mad elephant. Hati mata, a mad elephant, he can destroy the garden that you take for many years to make a nice plant and grow, and the elephant can destroy. So similarly, offending a Vaishnava, similarly you're destroying your spiritual progress you made, just like that. So that's why even Krishna didn't want to forgive. And Brahma here didn't forgive. Shiva didn't forgive. No one can save you from Sudarshan Chakra, because Sudarshan Chakra is Krishna's personal disc, his weapon, his personality. When Krishna says, Sudarshan Chakra, it will come and chase you. Wherever you go, it's mentioned here. He went to hide in the cave, hide under the water, in the ocean, in the mountains, other planets. He'll find you. Sudarshan Chakras is a personality. They can find you wherever you are. Just like this modern day missile. They just go everywhere, poof, into the sea, wherever. They can't find you. It's not that accurate. Just like when during the battlefield of Kurukshetra, they send Brahmastra to the womb of Uttara to kill the child within the womb. That weapon is so accurate. Only kill the child in the womb and not hurt the mother. We don't have such weapons today. They kill everybody, destroy everything. So that's modern weapon. At that time, the celestial weapon is so accurate. Similarly here, to be very, very careful how we deal with each other in our Krishna consciousness. You could be practicing Krishna consciousness for years and years, 50 years, like me. In one moment, you can destroy all your advancement by offending a Vaishnava. Poof! Back to the zero. It can happen. So that's why we perform our Krishna consciousness in a humble mood, with respect, with love, with each other. Srila Prabhupada, when he was here, he was always training his disciples. He is constantly training. If you look at his videos, he's always in anxiety, looking at how we are dealing with each other. I was just in Vrindavan, and they were showing videos of Srila Prabhupada's. Different devotees are talking about memories of Prabhupada. And there was one memory, one Mataji was telling Prabhupada disciple, she was having an argument with the Hare Prabhu, and something to do with Prabhupada not come in the room when Prabhupada is having a rest and don't bother. So Hare Prabhu got really angry. You don't come in here now! And it was a big argument. And so suddenly Prabhupada came out. And Prabhupada said, he separated both of them. He said, don't you disrespect. Don't treat Matajis like this. Prabhupada came out. And the Mataji was telling this, her memories in a video. And Hare Prabhu was there in the audience in Vrindavan. So then after the show, Hare Prabhu said this was, at that time things were very rough and we were like that. So he tried to explain to us. So anyway, the point is, it's very important to how we deal with each other, how we respect, and show our attitude towards each other. Not only devotees, but also outsiders. So Sudarshan Chakra is a powerful disc, it's a very powerful weapon. No one can be spared. If Lord Krishna sends you the Sudarshan Chakra, or Lord Vishnu, he will find you wherever you are. I remember I offended one friend of mine in Mayapur. That time I was only 10 years old. But the offense is there, no matter who you are, what age. From the age of 5, there is offense. So, when you're a kid, you always take things very seriously and offend people. And those days, things were rough, like Hare Prabhu. We were similar. So, in India, those days in the 70s, the electric would all go off every half an hour. Middle of, you're taking prasadam at night or in the kirtan, doing the arati, suddenly dark. Light goes off. And so I didn't like this one boy, so I stood next to him. So electricity went, I stepped on his feet. And then moved away and the light came, he didn't know who did it. I thought I was very smart. But that's Vaishnava aparadha. So what happened, the very next day, I was walking in a field and the very toe that I stamped down on that boy, he was in agony. He was like, I don't know what happened. I didn't go back to see. That's called offense, pure offense. And so the very next day, I was walking in the field, and suddenly the same toe hit the rock, and it's all bleeding, everything. I knew this is the karma of Vaishnava offense, Vaishnava aparadha. Yeah. So you have to always remind ourselves that instant karma is there. How serious it is, you can, don't wait till the karma comes, it can come very immediately depending on the seriousness of the offense. And I remember for whole life that story. And that happened in the 70s, I'm still telling you. It's just there. So be careful how we, sometimes even say, hey, Haribol Maharaji, Haribol Prabhu, and smile and say it in a nice way. I lived in Hong Kong for 5 years. You see each other like, Haribol, Haribol, because everything is so cramped up. So I have this habit of saying Haribol and to devotees. So I said to Haribol all the time, and you pass everyone so closely because everything is so close. And that devotee said, don't you say Haribol every time to me? Yeah, well, haven't you seen me before, what? Then I thought, it's true. So it depends who you say, how you say it, and people take offense sometimes. So it's a very subtle thing in dealings. So what to speak of creating a demon to kill someone, a devotee? And Durvasa Muni, he was very powerful. He took a hair, it was a hair, right? Took a hair, and a demon came out. So sometimes like scratching, I pull the hair out, I don't like to throw it, maybe a demon will come. this concept, so be careful, maybe a demon. We're not that powerful, but be conscious about these stories. It's not just there for us to learn a lesson. So I always remember, this Prabhu this Maharaji is very serious, don't say Haribol. Then maybe they say it back in a bad way. Or someone who's very happy can say Haribol. So we have to be conscious of our daily activities in Krishna consciousness. It's a very practical thing. Sometimes people come here to take prasadam. That's all they do. Don't get angry, give them. We have heaps for prasadam. Don't come here now, it's not the time to eat. Meanwhile, you're having 20 times a day prasadam. We see all the time, every time I come to the temple, there's somebody who's having prasadam. Oh, Prabhu, I'm very busy now. I only associate with sannyasis, only prasadam time. So some devotees, they're like senior devotees. I tell him, I'm also senior, but I'm all in the kitchen doing work, and not just prasadam time. So the idea is to see how we can please the Vaishnava. That's how we please Krishna. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, that you can't be directly my devotee. You have to be devotee of my devotee to please me. That's how I am pleased. That's a fact. Durvasa Muni, he made this demon, but Amrish Maharaj didn't get upset. He went around the universe, Brahmaloka, and Kailash, Shivaloka, and other planets. He went to Vaikuntha, they all say, sorry, mate, I can't help you. Go back to, like that. And still 1 whole year he was standing there. So he didn't eat for 1 year, okay? And then he had Charanamrita, and Durvasa Muni got upset. He said, he drank Charanamrita before me. He got very upset. And then he went around the universe because Sudarshan Chakra was chasing him. Another year he was standing there, 2 years. 2 years. When I first joined the Hare Krishna movement, I told my mother I can't handle here because they make you fast all the time. Like Ekadashi in Mayapur, they make you fast. So the hardest thing for me was Ekadashi and Janmashtami because you have to fast all day. So I'm from Bengal, so I need rice 3 times a day. So on Ekadashi, they said, you don't have to eat rice, you can eat chapati. That's not considered breaking Ekadashi because that's Bengal. So we wake up early in the morning after Mangalarati, we go behind the temple and eat rice. Just like you love Krishna so much, we should love rice that much. So, Durvasa Muni, he was going around the planet, universes, 1 whole year. And Ambarish Maharaj is standing there till he came back. 2 years he was fasting. If you have long fasting, drinking Charanamrita is not considered breaking the fast, they say. Doesn't mean you take cup on cup, just a little bit. I was just in Vrindavan. You get the Charanamrita first thing in the morning. That part of the Charanamrita is really creamy and honey, and everybody wants a bit of that. And then when that's finished, they put water with sugar and tulsi. They said, this Charanamrita. I said, hey, come to Melbourne, you have better Charanamrita. But the thing is, it's not breaking fast. It's all in your mentality. So I used to come with a lota and fill up the Charanamrita when no one is looking, because there's still left over. Those days in the 70s, there was less devotees in the temple. There's always leftover Charanamrita. And it's so nice because, I had Charanamrita and Gauriya Math. It's really, really like, you just have a little bit, that's enough. Because there's no cream, it's very simple. In ISKCON, everything's so opulent. So the idea is to understand things that it is for the pleasure of Krishna. So when you can understand that if it's to please Krishna, please the Vaishnava, you will persevere the austerity. So Ambarish Maharaj is standing there for 2 years and he came back and he fell at his feet because Lord Vishnu told him, I can't help you, you have to go back to him. He offended him. Don't think, you offend the Vaishnavas, even Krishna can't forgive you. And sometimes this is the common thing amongst us. I remember when I first came here, there was a big fight in the kitchen. It's a very dangerous place. There was knives there, big ladders, like metal ones. You can kill someone with it, isn't it? So that's why Krishna says anger is a very dangerous thing. Lust, anger and greed. You have to overcome that. And there was blood on the ground. I came in the kitchen, and every time there's a fight, I always miss out. Because I want to be there to witness it, and maybe also get in the action. So, if you can be humble, you can overcome that anger. It's not easy. When you're angry, you forget. It's like your blood is boiling. I know one guy, he used to get really angry. We made him angry purposely. Because when he got angry, he couldn't hit anyone. He's like, his body tied up and bleeding from the teeth. I said, and he was more angry. So what happens when you're angry, your nerves, they tight up. You go, and you bleed, and here standing in like an ecstasy. But he's totally upset. And he couldn't do anything. If you want to hit someone, you can be very relaxed. You go, it really hurts. But if you can't even move your skin. Your nerves are tightened up. But when you're relaxed, when you have control of yourself, that's how you can overcome people. People will be touched by you. Srila Prabhupada was in a room in Vrindavan, and a whole bunch of people came in. Swamiji, you are making all these Westerners, Brahmanas, their mlechas, how you can do this? They are shouting and shouting at Prabhupada. And all his disciples, they're ready to stomp on those people. Prabhupada said, wait, I'll deal with it. They're shouting at Prabhupada, shouting at Prabhupada. How can you do that? How can you offend our culture? How can you ruin our culture? You're giving Brahman initiation, sannyas to the mlechas. And they're shouting, and Prabhupada is just sitting there like a small boy, like this. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Jai Nishingadev. And he didn't do anything. So they keep shouting till they run out of their energy. And Prabhupada just said one word. He looked up at all of those people. He said, I'm just trying to follow the instruction of my Guru Maharaj. That's all he said. Everybody put their head and walked out. Samajh gaya? So we have to know that you have to stay calm. Okay, let them do it. He said, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Till calm down. That's my attitude. That one should remain reserved and sober in Krishna consciousness. Well, I'll tell you all my secret stories. When they had a big Mayapur, they had the dacoits used to come, attack the devotees. And sometime middle of the night, they attack the Goshala, they steal our cows and stuff like that. The local Muslims, that time they were very rough. Now Mayapur is very strong. People can't attack us. So we are told by the temple authorities that you can keep a stick next to you, just in case you need to get up at night and go after them. So I was keeping a stick and some other things, like a big knife, like a sword. And I had this like axe, like Parshuram has, a big axe. I was a small kid, but I had all these weapons, mass destruction, that war they had in Iraq. So they had 3 shelves. Top shelf, I had the axe, and the middle shelf I had small weapons like sticks and knives, small knives. And I told my friend from the US to get me a big torchlight. There's 10 battery torchlight. There's this mag light. It's very, very powerful. So I had a mag light next to me. And they said, Daco is coming! So we'd get up with a big sword and run after, like hundreds of all the brahmacharis. So that's why I had it. So we had one new devotee, like a new bhaktas, and that bhakta was under my care. So he went to take prasadam. So he had a fight with another devotee. Bengal, sometimes they're really crazy, they're passionate. So they beat him up. The person was under my care. So they're talking to him in the ashram, my teacher. I got really mad, so they tell me, your friend that you're taking care, they beat him up. I said, really, why? So I took one of those sticks, so I went. So my teacher was talking with him. And so I kicked the door in and hit him with a stick right here, and he went on the floor. I don't know what happened, I left. And maybe he was unconscious. So they had to chant Hare Krishna, revive him. That's really offense. Never do that. I'm just telling this story, that to avoid these things. This is when you were a kid, sometimes you do that. But that's not normal kid. That's like demoniac kids. So that's why Prabhupada gave me mercy, because I was demoniac. So anyway, so they brought me to the temple president's office. That's at the end of the long building. The temple president was Nitai Chand Maharaj. a very heavy guy. Yeah, muck around with him. So they brought me to him. So all the devotees from the temple came. Like all at the window, on the steps, they were like, what's going to happen? I was there like this, and they all said, you have to punish him. I said, oh. And I looked at Maharaj, just like, don't punish me, like give him a blink. So then Maharaj was like a kind of favor to me. He didn't want to really punish me. This happens in India all the time. It's favoritism, maybe here too. But this is in, even in Krishna's time, Krishna was very kind to his devotee, and demons he was not. But anyway, so Maharaj said, it's not his fault. It's the teacher's fault, because they didn't train the teachers nicely. It's their fault. So I was thinking, oh, thank you. So this way, I was like very relieved. And then everybody was angry with Maharaj. They said, your favoritism, you're not punishing him. So they said, what do you want me to do? I was praying to Krishna inside, please don't punish me too much. I'll accept, but not heavy punishment. So they made me put my hand behind like this, and you have to put your nose on the floor and crawl from Maharaj's room, the beginning of the building, to the other end. You have to make sure the nose is on the, and there's the two guys there checking, you're not cheating. So that was the punishment. I thought, oh, that's easy. And so I had like this, crawling all the way, it's a pretty long way, for a long building in Mayapur. And at the end, those two guys were not even looking, so I had my nose up. Didn't touch the ground so much. So anyway, I was just saying this to tell you that actually there's so many things, there's so many ways they can offend a devotee. We have to control your anger. We have to calm down and see what's the end result, isn't it? That's why Krishna is kama, krodha, sthalayavas, tasmaritam tayam tajet, trayam tajet. He said to give up these things, lust, anger and greed, for they lead to the degradation, to hell. Lust, anger, greed, they're in line. Very difficult to control anger, very difficult. Let us fight there in the kitchen. Two guys were fighting, devotees. Had blood on the ground. Come on, like we talk about these things in the Bhagavatam class so we can learn from it. Husband, wife, they're fire in the house, right? You come to the temple, Hare, Prabhu. I don't know what goes on down there. So, in every way, we must curb our senses. Lust, anger, greed. Lust is such a heavy thing. But they're all in the line. You're angry because very small thing. Sometimes two people are fighting and then you come in, you become involved. Better to stay away. So that's why offending a Vaishnava is such a heavy thing. Even Krishna cannot protect you. And in Melbourne, I've been here now like 9 years now. Everyone is super nice. That was just one time there's some fight. But you guys here, devotees in Melbourne temple, you're an example for ISKCON, I reckon. Because you're so nice, everyone is so nice. Sometimes I've seen in the kitchen, they make a plate of prasadam and they forget to take. How amazing. Because like you forget your own food. This puri, the halwa, you forget. You're not thinking, oh, I have to eat. You just leave it there. I find it the next day. You're thinking, oh, the living entities, they need mercy. I'll be thinking, oh, even though I'm thinking, oh, where's my plate, where's my plate? He forgot. So, you are so kind. You forgot to eat. You're so observant in doing service and cleaning and cleaning the pot. I see the guy cleaning the pot in the kitchen. Yeah, I mean, I don't know when you, probably don't have any experience cleaning this pot. You go in there in the morning, I go in the morning, I leave at 3 o'clock, there's only few pot cleaned. I don't know what you're doing there. They're chanting Hare Krishna, tapes on. By the time cleaning, it's just water this high, like a swimming pool down there. And he's in ecstasy, hair standing on end. Hare Krishna. Tapes thing, cassette playing, blasting way. Lokanath Maharaj or someone blasting and Hare Bol. And all the pots are there, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So observing Krishna consciousness. You forget to eat, and you may be doing your service so nicely. You just clean one pot after 3 hours, and the pot is super clean because it took 3 hours. And it's there. I'm going there, where's the pot? Oh, there it is over there. So everyone is really Krishna conscious here in this temple. You do your service so nicely, you take your time with love and devotion. Maybe you finish the next day, but still you're doing it. So we have to stay a little bit calm and appreciate each other in a nice way. If you tell them off all the time, you will remember that in all your life. Oh, this Prabhu was like that, isn't he? This. Even if you blink an eye, you remember how this. Whole day you'll be thinking at work, you're thinking, I displeased that devotee. So to be very sensitive in Krishna consciousness, how we do our services, isn't it? And Durvasa Muni, he didn't think of it. He was overcome by anger. These sages, they're so passionate. That's why Vaishnava was the highest. If you come out and take a bath in the Ganges, and then we all spit at you, 10 people. I went on book distribution here once. They dumped me on the street, Pitt Street Mall in Sydney. They gave me a big box of Back to Godhead. They said, don't come home till you distribute all of that. And I couldn't distribute. They were like, people are so rude. Not one person would stop. I was smiling, I was very happy, but people didn't appreciate. I did everything, tried to stop people. Anyway, so one guy, he took a book, and he spit in the book. And he closed the book and gave me. Like I thought, this it. I'm going to be now Nishingadev. I got really, really angry. So I went to find him, and I made him pay for the book. And I wanted to slap him, but that's not the way. So I said, so how much for the book? The book maybe like 10 cents. I said, $10. He had to pay. I said, show me your wallet. And he didn't have, he only had $10. I made him pay for that book. So I did the first book sale that day, $10. And you can sell like $10 when you 5 books because you're selling for $2. So I got like 10 points for 5 books. So sometimes you have to remember how can you use your anger. Prabhupada used to always say, there's time for everything. Like Hanuman got very angry, Arjuna got angry, but there's time for anger. If you offend a devotee, you can get angry. Like just recently somebody came inside the deity room here, temple, took the hundi at night. And we had brahmachari sleeping up there, and I don't know what happened. They work so hard, they sleep through. They took the donation box. They heard at night. They're so observing Krishna. They're dreaming of Krishna. They break down the door, take the hundi. So, I'm dreaming of Krishna tonight. In the morning, I had a dream last night. I heard some sound in the temple. I wake up, there's no hundi there. Oh yeah, I'm observing Krishna. I work so hard. So we have to be conscious. We have to be alert what we do. But sometimes people are overly conscious. They're overly sensitive. But that's body conscious. But also, it's good to be sensitive, conscious, but in a good way. That when you understand that actually there is a limit when to go overboard, like that. There's one guy comes here, he's the same size as you, bigger than, he comes here, his hands in the beat. I don't know if he's chanting or not. He goes around like he owns the place, I only see him once a week. Comes to the kitchen. I'm thinking, oh God, here he comes. I should be afraid or not. So then, sussing things out, and then if you're a newcomer, think, oh, he's the boss around here, but he's not. So anyway, we have to see in a way that how can impress others in Krishna consciousness. How can you make people Krishna conscious? Your behavior is very important as a Vaishnava. How you look at, what you say, what you do, your behavior, it has to touch the heart of the Vaishnavas amongst our friends. And what to speak. We were in Harinam a couple of weeks ago, and there's one girl, young girl, Australian, and she was attacking us in Harinam. She had nails like this. I don't know, she put extra nail. He was coming like this. So we said, he's haunted. I know. And so, like, if I did like this, she'd be flying. But then everyone said, no, she's a girl, so we have to be careful, don't offend a girl. Harinamananda was there. He goes around Harinam all over the world. So he knows how to deal with people that attack the devotees. And I was like, I didn't have the patience. So she came for me, because I was leading the kirtan. She wanted to kick me. And so he had all the devotees around me. So she just barely touched me. And I thought, I was slow angry, but then I thought, all these scriptures telling me, calm down. I have to apply the knowledge. This is the time to apply the knowledge. And Harinamana said, calm down, calm down. So, and she kicked Harinamananda. I said, this is it. Scripture says, if you offend a Vaishnava, you can get them. Then others said, no, she's a girl, you can't hurt her, and stuff like that. And so she kept following us. We called the police. Police station is just next door to us, and they didn't come. They said, Hare Krishna, let them deal with it. Maybe that's what they said. And the police never came. So they followed us from Crossways all the way to Chinatown, all the way back. The whole time he was harassing us. And so I was like boiling point. And we didn't know what to do. So we just kept going, and somehow kept going, and she was coming for me all the time to kick me. And we had that few devotees around, big guys. We had that Anandavirya, he was around me. I said, hey, close to me, please. And then we had him and a few others, the big guys. So we have to know how to deal with it. And public are watching us, how we deal with her. You remember that you were in Harinam that day? He had it like this, coming for us. Very scary. Tattoos everywhere, young-looking girl. She kind of like, I don't know, and they said she has a knife in her bag. I mean, this is Durvasa Muni, this has been Satyayuga time, right? And this is happening nowadays. And I did a kirtan in somebody's house. You know how I do kirtan. It's sometimes a little bit wild. So after kirtan, I left the home. So the Prabhu's father said that the guy who was leading the kirtan, he was haunted. I thought, so that devotee had to explain to him that he's not haunted, but that's his, sometimes we get carried away. So that's what was happening. So, anyway, we have to, like I said, we have to remain calm in our approach in Krishna consciousness, and that way we can make people Krishna conscious. And don't do what Durvasa Muni did, which is don't misuse your power. Like, I'm telling all my stories. So I got a Brahman initiation at a very young age, at the age of 11, Brahman initiation. That's 1977, by Prabhupada. And they used to say, you can curse people. You can curse people. I said, I was really interested in that. There's a lot of people in the temple that I have problem with. That's my problem, not their problem. So I said, I want to curse. They said, no, you can't do that. That's misuse of your power. That's that Tringi. If you misuse your power, then you're not a Brahmana. I said, no, I want to see if it works. When you're a kid, you want to try everything out. That's why they say, like, new things. So I'm a Brahmana, suddenly, like, I'm a Brahmana. So those days, if you buy Brahman thread, not like today's, they have different thin ones, big ones. So you can only get Brahman thread from Navadip. Devotee didn't know how to make it. And they were like ropes, very thick. And so we put it on, and I was just a small kid. So Brahman thread would go right to my knee because they're so huge, they're for adults. And then they said, you need to tie, if you lose your key, you can tie the keys around the Brahman thread. So I had this whole bunch of keys. I only have one lock, but they said it's lucky to keep many keys. So I had this many keys hanging on the Brahman thread. So anyway, this temple president, I said I want to try on him, if it works. So they said, this secretly, we don't tell anyone, just amongst friends. And so, okay, let's try it. It's something like that's Lord Shiva. If that demon touched the head of Shiva, he'll split into pieces. So that was the idea. We're demoniac. We're Brahmanas, but we're going to try it out. So I said, okay, you have to wrap the Brahman thread. Okay, I'm telling you, don't do it. Okay, I'm just telling you what's not to do in the class. So I had the Brahman thread around the thumb 3 times at least. And he was supposed to curse the person. At the time of cursing, you have to break the thread. And like I said, those threads was not easy to break. They're like ropes. And it all went pink. You can break a finger, not the thread. But anyway, so we cursed. On the 10th day from today, he's going to be in great danger. We didn't say he will die. He will get hurt, badly hurt. I won't say, well, in detail. Maybe he's listening. So, but I'm just telling you that you shouldn't misuse your power like Durvasa Muni. Because so we misuse the power. And at the 10th day, he was going to Goshala from ISKCON Mayapur, okay, to check on the property there or something. This is in the way back in the 1977 when I got Brahmana. This is like a little later. On his way back, he was attacked by Gundas, because he was a big guy, I won't say the name of who he was, because I trust you, but I also don't trust you. So, on his way back, these people, they attacked him with a knife. Hesho. You know Hesho? They cut grass, it's like this knife, Bengal called Hesho. Chopped his head in the middle. But big cut, he was unconscious. And he had a bodyguard, and so he was a ghosh. Ghosh means there's a cowherd people, they're fighters. And so he shooed them away, and he carried his body to the doctor's hospital there. So we said to her, that's a great offense. But we knew it works. At least it works. So I'm just saying, don't try to use your power to hurt a devotee. You not only displease Krishna, but also you displeasing Vaishnava. Now I was only 11 years old, but at least we know that Krishna consciousness, these things are, you're not muck around with it. This is all very serious, it all works. So sometimes, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, but you're dealing with Krishna, full of potency. It all works, everything works. It's near your head. So when you say something to Hare Bol, Hare Krishna, with smilingly, that really goes deep in the heart of the devotee. People always say, oh, Prabhuji, what have you done for Prabhupada? I told this story before. That Prabhu, he said, I haven't done anything. I simply opened the door for Prabhupada. When Prabhupada was coming through, I opened the door and he walked in. And Prabhupada smiled at me. And he said, that smile of Prabhupada is still in my heart. That smile of Prabhupada is a lifetime of inspiration. In Vrindavan, they were showing all the stories of Prabhupada smiling. And there's so many pictures of Prabhupada smiling. So that's what we have to do. Smile at devotees. Be pleased with devotees. And thank them. And respect them. Love them. If you don't love devotees, who are you going to love? Non-devotee? Also. But our friend, our loving persons is people who are around us, our friends and devotees. So I always have that feeling. I had a lot of lessons, like instant karma would come to me, then I know that what I did. So Krishna teaches us, so we have to come to our senses to be very respectful. And Krishna, He is the supreme source of everything, like it says here. But He will not take offense to His devotees made by another devotee. Yeah. This is not take it lightly. It's very serious to be nice to a devotee. I go to people's home, and sometimes they're too nice. They wash your feet and stuff. I just had my birthday. These guys were crazy. They said they want to wash my feet. So I wore socks. So I said, my feet are very cold today, and take it off. And then devotees are very respectful, but you have to know what pleases the devotee. Sometimes you put hot water on their feet, ouch! Jayapataka Maharaj, sometimes you forget, everyone is running around, Guru Maharaj, and they get the hot water and they put it on the feet. So that's how I'm saying you got to be very, very conscious how to please the devotee. Yeah. So there's many points about this. And if you want to please Krishna, very simple. Please Krishna's devotee. Cook for him, cook for the Prabhupada, cook for Radha Ballava, cook for the devotees. There's so many ways to please the devotee. Devotees are ashutosh, they're easily pleased. Devotees don't get angry. They're very easily pleased, especially Melbourne temple. When I first came here, I saw, people go crazy to get these burfi sweets. There's Sunday's burfi after the deity. And I saw burfi under the tree. So many lying there, somebody threw. And I took a piece and said, wow. And this is how opulent you are here. You're so opulent here. You're not worried about even going back to Godhead because everything is available here. So we have to make sure that ultimately all the things we have, even the spiritual asset you have, that can be all destroyed by simply offending a devotee. All taken away. That's what it says in this purport. Krishna takes it away. Your glory. Our glory is only because it belongs to our Guru. Isn't it? The spiritual master, he takes your karma, he initiates you. And the glory that we have is his glory. So Krishna takes some people think he takes away your wealth and everything. He doesn't do that. You go to the bank, you still have your money. It's not empty just because you're chanting Hare Krishna. You got initiated, you still have your money left. Unless scammers take it, not Krishna. So it says Hare. He doesn't take your material things away, but he takes away your material desire. He takes away and gives you something that you can be Krishna conscious, you can advance spiritual life, material. He takes away material things, like not your things that you need to serve him. So this is how we have to see. So there is many stories of Krishna conscious philosophy that we should be, we should aspire to learn sincerely and advance spiritual life in a way that do carefully, without offending anyone, and offending Krishna, offending his devotees, offending the Guru, and your spiritual life will go smoothly. Simple. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Yeah.
So, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam. Do you still have the Brahman thread that you cursed?
Nah, I don't have it. You're supposed to change your thread every so and so time and burn it, throw it in the Ganga. So I don't have it. Anybody else? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I have a question. Why the Sudarshan chakra didn't finish off Durvasa Muni straight away? It kept on chasing him all the time.
Yeah, because Sudarshan chakra is a personality. Perhaps Krishna told him, don't, because he wanted to use this as an example. If he instantly killed, then we wouldn't know all this history. So he was chasing him and going to everyone. Krishna wanted to teach us that how serious is offense, and even great demigods cannot protect us. So there he went running around. If he wanted, Sudarshan Chakra could have got him instantly. But there's a reason for that. And Krishna also very kind. He didn't want to just chop his head off, but he wanted to use him as an example for us. And Sudarshan Chakra, like I said, is a personality. So he is following the orders of Krishna. So don't kill him, and just see. He can feel the heat from it. Just like Narad Muni, he had a disciple. That disciple was a snake disciple. You heard the story? And people would attack the snake. So he said he's a disciple now, he's a Vaishnava, he's not supposed to bite anyone, he's not violent. So he asked Narad Muni what to do. He says, okay, don't bite anyone, just go after them, put the fang. So I'm just saying, so maybe the same technique, the Sudarshan Chakra was chasing, he felt the heat and he was running everywhere. And he knows the power of Sudarshan Chakra. He's nothing compared to Sudarshan Chakra. And he was running all over the universe. So sometimes even Krishna, even us, he may use us in a way. He gives us a token of some punishment, mild punishment. And then we learn from that. But Krishna can give us a bigger punishment. He says, a head chop off. He doesn't do that. He just cuts your finger or something. Or you open the guillotine, you cut your finger there. Or like me, break your toe, you hit a devotee. Or I just slap just a little bit, then you get a boil here. Like that. So this karma comes in a different way, but not a heavy way. So if a devotee gets cancer or something, but he knows he's going to leave his body, he's chanting Hare Krishna, he gets a new body. So it's not punishment, that's also the karma, dying off. But in the case of Sudarshan Chakra, that's following the orders of Krishna. Yeah. There are many ways to see it. Suppose, and you are a devotee, the Durvasa Muni is a devotee also. He knew he offended him, he knew this. But Krishna was using him as an example for us to learn that we don't offend a devotee. As Krishna is there, he'll be offended after. But sometimes you say, oh, be careful, because Krishna is there too behind all of it. He's also watching us. He's the ultimate authority behind everything. We think, oh, I'm the authority, but actually Krishna is there behind. He's also checking us. He is the supreme. Somebody has an authority, they have the authority over something, so they can, even they have to be careful how they talk, how to behave, how to speak, stuff like that. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhu.
Anybody else? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.